All right, guys, so for today's video, I'm going to be talking about colored pencils. And so there are many different brands of colored pencils, many more than I have listed right here. I wrote them down just so you'd have a visual. It'd be easier maybe for you to see them and write them down yourself if you want to learn more. So not all colored pencils are created equal. They all do basically the same thing. Some are softer, some are harder, some have more of a waxy quality, and some are really just kind of dry and a little bit chalky. They're all made a little bit different. I think in general for kids' drawings, honestly, Crayola is a wonderful brand. They kind of get it just right. They're not too soft, they're not too hard. But they also have come a long way in terms of many, many colors. So you can get packs of 100 different colors. Those are really amazing. But all of these other brands I have here, I have some of them and some I don't have, but I have used them in the past. So these are the ones that I think are generally pretty good. And I wanted to show you how they're similar, but not exactly the same. All right, so this one is called the Low Cornell. And so this one is sort of a harder pencil. It's a little bit on the dry side. It's not bad. As you can see, it's okay. The color is not super duper saturated. It's all right. This is a Crayola. And so look at the difference in how this is more of a bluish color. They look very similar, but this one is a little more blue. That one is a little more purple. That's why it's great to always test your colors out. It's so easy to just think you have something in your hand. If you don't test it first, you don't know what you're working with. Now this is a Prismacolor, guys, and these I love. These are sort of the, in my opinion, the best of the best. They are a little on the soft side, so that means you have to sharpen them more frequently. But look at the intensity of color from there to there. So that is the Cornell, Low Cornell, and this is the Prismacolor. The Prismacolor has just really rich pigment. This is a Liquitex, okay? So Liquitex is kind of a middle of the road. This, believe it or not, is blue. Look at the color here. It almost looks black, but it's called blue. And so it's a different shade of blue, but it is a super dark blue. And it's just nice to see that you have all these different varieties, you know, and all these basically say blue. This is Sargent. Sargent is great for making kids' supplies, just for beginners or anybody. This is also a really nice blue. You can see how nice that color is. It's honestly a little bit nicer than the Crayola. I know I said Crayola is a good overall pencil, but that one is a little nicer than that one, in my opinion. There's another brand called Blick. Blick, basically that's their own brand. This is blue too, but boy, look at the difference. That is a really nice blue. What can I say? It's just looking very vibrant over here. Now, I don't know if I have Prang or Azteca or Staedtler right now, but I do know that every colored pencil has its own shades. And so just like I suggest with my markers, you know, having a lot of different brands, like for example, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brands right here, and I have 6 different shades of blue. And so it's just a great way to diversify your color palette so you have many, many choices when it's time to do your artwork. Of course, there are stores like Target and Michaels. They make their own colored pencils. They're just fine. I would just say get as many different varieties as you can and mix them all together. You can see in my giant pile here that I have literally a lot of colored pencils, and they are all different brands. Some of them are even watercolor pencils, and so what's nice about that is you can color with a watercolor pencil just like a regular colored pencil. So if you have those, you can use them. They don't have to have water, but if you happen to have water, you could put a little water on there as well and see how that works. So guys, there's a lot of choices here, and for these media demonstration videos, I'm really hoping that you will tag your friends in the comments so that they see the video as well. I have these magnets. This is my Arts Hub logo, and I really want to mail them to people. Nobody has tagged anybody in the comments yet, guys. I've had a lot of likes. I've even had a couple shares, and you guys, you're going to get magnets anyway because you're doing something, and I super appreciate that so much. But I really hope you'll tag your friends in the comments, guys, so I can mail you one of these magnets. I'm trying to mail out 3 magnets a week, And that's something I'm just trying to do right now. So if you enjoy this video, please tag a friend. All right, guys, it is time to get started and put this aside. And so this is the Songbird Pear art lesson, and it is just so much fun, in my opinion. It is there's a lot of freedom in this type of drawing. It can be kind of abstract. We can still tell that it's birds. They have fun designs, and it's really a great colored pencil art lesson. So friends, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started, and I'm going to do a little bit of coloring in the regular time, and then I'm going to move into time lapse as always, and then I'll come back and finish up with a conclusion. So thank you so much for watching, and please make sure you are sharing these with your friends, okay? All right, friends, so for the colored pencils today, what I would like you to think about is making these as colorful as possible and just kind of mixing up a couple different things. So you want to use different types of colors, of course, but I also want you to think about how you can do different pressures with the same color. So I'll just demonstrate right here, for example. So I'm going to take my pink here, and I'm actually going to start pressing pretty hard. You can see that I'm pressing quite hard, but then I'm going to get lighter, and I'm going to get a little lighter and a little lighter, and it creates a little bit of shading there. It goes from dark to light. And then just for fun, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go on this side a little darker. Then I'm going to do a little bit less pressure and a little bit less pressure. And I'm going to go back and just make this a little darker. And it's just really a fun process. You can just kind of go back and forth and back and forth. That is just one technique for shading. And I'm just using one color, guys. I'm not using a whole bunch of different colors, but I'm using pressure. I'm using less pressure where it's lighter and more pressure where it's darker. So let's just watch that one more time. Pressing pretty hard right here, then not as hard, then not hard at all. And it just looks pretty cool, actually. So that is just with one color. But what happens if you want to mix colors together? Well, first of all, let's do an easy one. We know that yellow and blue makes green, right? So let's see, I want to have a nice blue here. So got blue, and I'm going to go ahead and use a yellow. Okay, so let's see what happens here. I'm going to do that. I think I'll do it on this one. So I'm going to start by using blue, and I'm going to just kind of get this space filled in it. And also I want you to notice, do you see how my pencil lines are kind of going in the same direction? Here I was going this way, here I'm going that way. What you don't want to do, I will demonstrate. You don't want to do this. I know it's tempting, but that is called scribbling, and I want you to do a little bit more than scribble. So try going in the same direction, okay? That is a good thing to practice on free draw paper. But for now, I'm going to keep going, and if you can notice the pressure I'm using on this right now, I'd call that medium pressure. I'm not pressing super hard. I don't want it to get too dark, but I want to get a little lighter now, a little lighter, and just get a little bit lighter. And eventually, it's not even there. At the bottom, there's no blue, okay? I'm going to go back with my pencil now, my yellow pencil. I'm going to make sure it's not, too dull. And I'm going to, because I want this to become green, I'm going to start at the opposite side with my yellow. And again, kind of going in the same directions. I'm not going up and down and back and forth, but I'm going to layer. I'm going to layer this yellow on top of this blue. And where they cross over, it's going to turn green, which is in and of itself just kind of fun. But it looks really cool, and it's a beautiful way to make your artwork look extra special. Now guys, if your pencil lead gets kind of low and you get down to the wood of the pencil, it will scratch your paper. It's not the end of the world, but it's also not that great. So please don't scratch your paper. You have to just color and take your time, but then stop yourself and take a moment and sharpen that pencil. So I've got my blue and I've got my green, but what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go back with a little bit of light green, just because I want you to see that there's many, many things you can do. Whoops, I gotta sharpen that again. Many, many things you can do to create these beautiful, beautiful colors. Well, this pencil is not cooperating with me. Sometimes that happens. There we go. Sometimes you gotta sharpen them just enough to use them. If you sharpen them too much, sometimes the lead just falls out over and over again. And boy, is that annoying. So I am going to take this light green pencil and I'm going to add, there we go, a little bit of light green on top of my already existing green that I kind of made from my blue and my yellow. And you can see how that just takes it up a notch, makes it just a teeny tiny bit more green and a little more vibrant. You don't have to do that. I just wanted you to see how that looks. So I'm pressing a little harder now just to show you, because I've already got a layer of color here. It just looks pretty neat. I'm going to finish up with this and then we'll do the time lapse. I just want to show you. I added a little green there, and now I'm going to add a little bit of this light blue on top of this darker blue. And it's going to mix. So there's mixing colors and there's blending colors. There's layering colors. There's many, many, many fun, wonderful things you can do. It just makes it look really fun. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little of this now in my little spiral here. And you can see it's just a little bit different, right? Just a little bit different, and that makes it fun. So anyway, we're off to a good start. I just wanted you to see what that looked like. I'm going to continue now in time lapse. It's going to go really fast, but just know that you need to be moving slowly, taking your time, using your free draw paper. If you need to test a color, don't do any scribbling, guys. All right, if you're ready, I'm ready. Here we go. Well, guys, that was a lot of fun. I wanted to just kind of finish up. I showed you quite a few different things today. You know, I got a lot of fun blending going on. I've got some shading. I've got some fun colors. I just wanted you to really think about how you can use all the colors you have. And by having a lot of different brands, you know, you might only have one brand right now of colored pencil, but every time, you know, you go to the store, you might say, well, I'll get another pack, because you can just add and add to your collection until you have a crazy collection like me. But what that does, guys, is it gives you all these different shades. And again, that's a lot like the markers that I showed you with Chinese Dragon, all these different shades. It just makes such a difference with your finished product. It gives you a lot of choices. So guys, remember, if you go to Facebook and watch my media demonstration video, I will mail you one of these magnets if you tag a friend in the comments. So I love it when you like it. I love it when you share it. Those are all good. But I really hope you will tag, because I really would like to have some friends see the video as well. So guys, if you want these magnets, be sure to do that. Otherwise, we're all set for today. I had a great time. I hope you did. I'll just see you next time, friends.